what's up, everybody? Patrick LaRouche here from Evolve Restorative Therapy. You can find me at livepainfreeprocess.com. I have a pain-free concierge service that teaches people how to balance out their lives so they heal consistently, not by chance. So many people don't realize that you have to hone and consistently get in your body to do the things to heal all the time, not just to fall apart and realize you don't have the power, the energy, the thought process, or the mechanisms to get your body to heal. So this is what my service does. It shows you exactly what you do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it, because that's the most important part that we need to do. This month we're talking about the concept of hip pain, and we're clearing up hip pain in many different concepts. The first week we talked about just a general concept of why you get hip pain. Your hips start to contract itself for whatever reason. It could be emotional reason, mental reason, physical reason. But in short, we sit a lot. Our hips compress itself, as well as we have a tendency to roll our hips out. So we're focusing and targeting our hip rotators. Last week we talked about foam rolling the hips, and if you haven't done that, we foam rolled the quads, which we've done already, but the spin on that is it's all about rotation. This week we're talking about trigger point work. So now we're using a handball, and the handball is the most friendliest aspect. I know people that use lacrosse balls, golf balls, all these different things, but this is the happy medium, as well as it's a surgical device. So get yourself a handball to do this. Next part you want to focus on is the concept of where are we going to trigger point work. I showed all sorts of areas within the glute itself, how to trigger point work within the hip. I showed you things about the TFL in other videos. I showed things about the glute med in other videos, how to trigger point this all together. What we're going to go after is the lower hip rotators. Now that takes a little time to get used to and develop. So I want you to really practice this, and it speaks loudly. It speaks very loud, so have your control in line. So first thing that I want you to do is have a sturdy wall behind you. And I want you to think about a 45-degree angle at you against the wall. So your hips are going to be against the wall, but your legs are at a 45-degree angle. Cool little trick and cool little hack that I learned is 45-degree angle. All you have to do is put your hand against the wall, right? Put your hand against the wall. Let's turn this way. Hand against the wall, and then try to get your thumb and your pointer finger to touch each other while your hand's on the wall, and that'll be a 45-degree angle. So you're coming out, you want to keep your hand against the wall so it looks like that. So all you're going to be doing is putting your karate chop part of your hand against the wall, spreading your legs out in front of you to the point where your index finger touches your butt. And that will be a natural 45-degree angle if you keep your hands separated. So it's going to look like, how do I do that? That, right? Your fingertips are going to be against your butt, and your palms against the wall, and that'll give you a nice 45-degree angle if you can spread your hands well enough, which is a whole nother exercise, but that will give you the thought process of where to weight load, because that's going to control. You're going to lower your weight load, and that's when things are going to go down. So let's get you now the ball. Here, 45-degree angle. Here, you're just going to get up for a second, put the ball right at the middle part of the glute. So if the place that you would sit, right across the butt, you're going to put it right there, right? Put it right across where your hip socket is, all the way across, and just lean into it. You're at that 45-degree angle now, and once you do that, I want you just to lean forward. Slowly, you're going to hit a lot of hip rotators just by rolling forward. Contract your core so you're not buckling out, because that would change the way you're hitting here, and then your weight load is just on your legs, and all you got to do is now rotate your hips like you're sliding your butt against the wall. Nice and slow. When you hit something, when you get to that center part, take a breath, hit a second, and then all you have to do is bring your legs down. Once you bring your legs down, the ball's going to roll up. So you're starting at the midpoint, and you're going to bring your legs down, which is now going to go up, and you're still in this place that's rolled forward, and you're just going to take your time, roll through here. Next, I want you now to put the ball a little bit lower. So now we're at the lower part of your butt, which now you're going to now bring your bent over completely. So putting the ball against the wall, 45-degree angle, bend over completely, and then do the same thing. I have some clients need to take a wider stance, so now they could bend and turn and pivot off that other foot. But now you need to find what feels comfortable. Then all you have to do is just rotate the butt up. So what exactly are we doing here? What we're doing is getting your lower hip rotators to open and close. So now you can actually start to pop in and do things like this. And this should radiate through how wide your hips feel, because no longer is your hip rotator suctioning that hip socket in. So after you're done with this, do a hula hoop motion, right? Notice how well, because you're going to work one side at a time, well one side moves compared to the other. That gives you your instant feedback that you need, that you did something properly. If it's sore, if it hurts, if it bothers them, you did it too hard. Instant feedback. You want to really work on getting yourself checking and double checking how well you're working with your body. Think about it. Would I do this to a child? If I worked with my child and afterwards like, Daddy, I hurt all over, that's too hard. Your body's going to throw up more defenses that way. So this is a very loud speaking area. So take your time. Be easy with that. So my question to you is, how did it work out? What did you do? How did your hips feel afterwards? Did you feel like dancing, swaying, right? How did it work? And then what was your bumbling points? What was the very sensitive part? Was it higher or was it lower? Or did you even know these muscles existed? Because I've had people say that stuff to me. All right. Until next time, guys. Peace.